Yo, can I get in on this? I want another one, two. One, two. Oh, you thought it was through. This was just one assignment, boo. Judge checking with God, getting next instructions. You need an advocate, reach out, he might be coming.
This young black king needs no introduction. When he shows up, haters hate seeing him coming.
And no, he's not Malcolm, he's not Martin either. He got his own style.
Ja-da-da-ya, we see ya. This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And when he comes through, you know they coming too. Hey yo, INA, where you at? What it do? They got receipts, they got them files. They gon' investigate an advocate, holding it down.
And when it comes to intel, you know they showing out. You're smiling in Jed's face.
Hold up, check that file. Don't run up on them either, they always in the crowd. INA got his back, you don't know when they around.
This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And then there's Jed's mother, you know she gon' speak. She praying for the people, prophesying what she see.
Jed, God got you covered, he's holding you down. He's showing you his favor, his mercy, his power.
So always stay humble, give God your best. Remember you're a man, ain't no S on your chest. You know where help comes from when you're up or you're down. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around.
This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
Yeah. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around. Keep the real ones around. INA runs deep, keep the real ones around. Keep the real ones around. The real ones around. INA runs deep, keep the real ones around.
Good morning. It is Sunday, November 30th. It is 11:32 in the morning. Hope that you all are having a great start. Welcome to Investigate and Advocate, where injustice finds no rest. I am the host, Jedediah Brown, and I'm the proud commander of my wonderful organized family for the culture INA. I am going to take my time today, as I always try to do, but I'm going to try to be extremely intentional and direct about the things that I say so that it is not convoluted in a long video. But before I get there, of course, I want to do housekeeping and kind of sort of set the tone. I'm not going to really try to engage comments right now. And I'm going to try to stay focused on facts or the case in itself. And so if it looks like I venture off, because sometimes I get distracted or, I kind of go off on a tangent, there's something that we used to do that I'm going to ask that you all do for me again. And that's put up the animals. When I see a bunch of animals in the comment section, it tells me you got off track or you're not on focus. Okay. The next thing, is that this channel is not a Justice for Kenneka channel. This is literally something that came into my life while advocating for the community of Dalton. And if you are somebody who understands, I never stop being an advocate, got a lot of things to do and accomplish. So I'm going to do this live broadcast, but a ton of people, almost 2,000 people, have now followed or added to the subscription list. But most of you all are because you want to hear about the Kenneka Jenkins case. That will not be the sole focus of this channel. And I'm going to be dealing with that from a different aspect. So after today, when I give you the direct answers of how I believe you get justice for Kenneka Jenkins, in my opinion, when we touch that case after today, I'm not coming back to that aspect of this. So, be it that is the sole reason that you are here, you can then unsubscribe. And this is not about views, clout, or money. I'm telling you, if that is your sole purpose after today, you can unsubscribe. So, set that up. If you are somebody who understands advocacy and the need for support, just like anything else that goes on in society, you can contribute to our efforts one of the ways listed below. Y'all ready? All right. So I also got to establish why I'm doing this again. The reason why I am doing this after 8 years is because Teresa Martin put a post up on her page. And in that post, she basically was saying that she was forced. I'm pulling it up. She said that she was forced to sit for hours to take, under false pretenses, a promise, that they had lied to her, that she didn't get what she needed, and that she wanted basically to get the case resolved, no matter if it will cause her to go back in court. And basically, she was saying that I won't help. Me, like everybody else in the world, saw that post. And irregardless of what I believe, what I experienced, what I felt, because at the end of the day, I am truly J4K, Justice for Kenneka. In my heart, I'm J4K. I was willing to overlook it, and I said to her, I've already explained this, but I got to explain it again because everybody don't watch the video, so this might be somebody's first time seeing it. My response to her was, okay, well, if you're willing to right all the wrongs, I think I'm uniquely qualified and able to help this thing be resolved. Her answer was no. Cool. Cool. That is not why we're doing this. We're doing this because someone in the comments talked about her having snakes and Judases, or people who were not genuinely for her child being given justice. Teresa Martin responded to that person and others. No lies detected. And then somebody said something about sexuality, and Teresa Martin laughed at it, knowing that it was against me. That is why we're doing this. Because it was in that moment that I decided not again. Because when she put up the post, people started messaging me. When she say things, people start doing things. So you all might think of it as just a post, but I'm telling you for a fact, it's a lot of weird people who are associating themselves with this case. And there is a ripple effect whenever something is said or done. And so I started getting messages, people saying it was bogus, this, that, and the third. And I said, no, hell no, not again. So I said I was going to speak. Now, the things that I'm going to speak about, and I think this will be my last prefacing of this, is I didn't know the things that I know 8 years ago. This has been a journey, 8 years in the making, because this has been a journey 8 years in the making. Um, I have been researching, I have been trying to figure things out. Right. I have been trying to figure things out. If you guys remember, there were multiple times when we kept saying, we'll do it, we'll go back. You know, I'm not the only person who gave up. Now, if you can't acknowledge one thing, you're going to acknowledge that this consumed your life, and everybody became detectives. That was the moment when everybody on the internet became detectives. Okay? Hell, me too. All right. So after 8 years, I would say about 6 years in, that is when I started to be able to craft certain things together and really get a real why am I saying six? It had to be about 4 or 5 years in. I had to really start crafting things together. Now, let me say these couple things too. I was in communication with these people several times. I seen Teresa Martin after the shutdown of the protest at Kiera Cole's searching for Kiera Cole. I've explained that at that time, she was encouraging me. She low key and directly apologized. You are a great man. You can get it done. You are not what people have said. I know that I know the truth. And basically, when the right time comes, we're going to get this right. We're going to have that opportunity to clear this up. This is what the woman said to me. And I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. By that time, people was already fighting. Don't let him search for Kenneka, Kiera. He a fraud. He a scammer. He this, that, and the third. You know, he's trying to take money from the family. He's an ambulance chaser type of thing. But we hold out there actually trying to search. And so when she showed up, she said that. In that moment, I said, okay, I'm going to just forgive what happened. She had a lot going on, giving her excuses. But she always would say, well, they would always say, we're in court, so we can't say anything right now. And I just believed it. I just went with it. Then, when court was concluded, when it was concluding, I called and I'm saying, wait a minute, I'm getting a call and they're telling me that you all are trying to seal the details of this case. Not that the hotel is trying to seal it, but you are too. What's going on? And that was when things started to again get a little rocky. And then when it was concluded, I would reach out. So can we now clear up the rumors and the lies? You need the key? Hold on, y'all. Okay. 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 Cool. Um, so um I hate when I get distracted. My mind does that to me when I get distracted. Lord have mercy. Give me a second, child. Please bear with me. Okay, so after it was concluded, I asked her, I was asking them, can we clear up the name? This now this time they didn't got their money. I was like, okay, look. When they got their money, I was like, all right, they ain't gonna do it right away. They're gonna take a vacation, they're gonna take a trip, they're gonna buy some shit. I get that. Get them a couple of days. But it was like, damn, okay, Obama, when are you gonna do your move? Because I'm waiting on you. You know, y'all rich. I don't want no money, but damn, at least clear nigga name, kind of thing. You feel me? Never came. So in that, I was like, fine, whatever, man, whatever. Moved on, and I put these all of my understandings together, and I just kind of sort of held it. I didn't bring it back up. I couldn't sue the motherfucker for defamation because the statute of limitations was passed. But and I just felt like people wouldn't care. So why would I even make a mention of it, right? It doesn't matter. Why would I bring this up? It's over. Forget about it. So I held on to my perspective that I'm about to share. And then I just moved on. And then 8 years later, she would finally do this. And now we're here. Okay. So there's so many things that I want to say. I'm sorry, that's how these videos get so long. But I'm 16 minutes in. I'm doing good. Let me get through this. So at this point, I'm not moving just for Kenneka. I am at the point of telling my story. That's it. And in telling my story and in showing footage that has not been seen before, it is going to give a perspective of how I've gotten to where I am with this case 8 years later. So today, I am doing this because I have been receiving a ton of calls, a ton of inbox messages. I got people stopping me in the public and all kinds of things going on that I'm not talking about because the public is just never gonna just take it for what it is. My name has been proven that I ain't lied, but still people want to pick apart everything, and I get it. For example, I put on there, somebody's calling me all night long. You know them because it says no call ID and not unknown caller. And I'm like, oh my God. You're messing with a grieving mother right in the middle of it. Don't got no context, don't know no point, don't know just don't. You're bogus. You're trying to get money off of this. Who the fuck finna pay me? You need clout. You must not be relevant. Well, bitch, what the hell? I'm sorry. That's how I get off. Let me get focused. Y'all piss me off. Okay, so let's go. Let's stay focused. We're not doing that today. We got to stay focused. Okay, so where is the animal? See, y'all ain't even doing y'all job. Okay, so when it comes to this space that we're in now, I am going to share how I believe you all get justice for Kenneka so all the weird ass people can move on. Leave me alone. This channel ain't about to be about this. My life is not about this. I am going to give you the tools. You all figure it out from here. And if I talk about Kenneka Jenkins' case any further, it's only from the point of sharing my experience and completing the work that was done because the history should never, ever be lost. This was the first time in our generation you saw that kind of response to a direct trauma surrounding a black death of a young black person. And it's not happened again since then. Not like that. You get the people who do the typical. It happens. It's in the media. People get outraged. Most of them fizzle away. A few people stay on. They get swept up by the next case. This was something that was a sustained effort over a period of time, and people were committed. This was literally our biggest moment around getting justice for a black young person's transition. And I say transition because I don't know where she is. Now, I've done all of that. People have just come in. They didn't hear everything I said before, so they're just going to take where they are. So if it sounds like I'm repeating myself, it is because people are still coming in one by one. They're only going to know about the part that they saw. I'm going to also try to summarize this so that people can be able to see this from the beginning. Now, this is how you get justice for Kenneka. And it is based on my perspective after. What's also going to come now after this is you're going to start seeing the people who were part of it, sharing the experience. Hopefully, it gives you perspective. Tomorrow, John is coming on this broadcast. He filmed everything. He has all the audio. He owns it. He is the man that is doing the documentary that never got done, stopped mid-production. He is the one who has to give me the footage to give to you so that you all can see the stuff that you don't know about, the behind the scenes stuff. John is coming on tomorrow. He's going to make his case. I cannot control what he does with his creative work. But he was with all of the advocates in Chicago for a while. He was filming. He has it. He has a lot of amazing moments that I pray to God get out. And he's doing a documentary about that process. Now, as far as me, it sucks because no matter what I do, and I'm going to start talking about it, I promise y'all, give the facts. But it doesn't matter what I do. I just know that I'm not going to be good. I'm not going to be good. And you know why? Because nobody just cares. Nobody just shows up. Nobody just wants to make those sacrifices. And that is completely true. Me, just like everybody else, wants something. But what I want is not what you may think, because 90% of the world do because of what they're looking to get. You go to work for a paycheck. You go to school for a career. You do something because you want something. Anybody saying, I don't want nothing, you a damn lie. What I want is I want to accomplish what I believe God put me on this earth to do. And I want history to remember me as a man who stood up and who tried. I want people to remember, because this has been my entire life. I did not get to go through life for the typical pleasures of a family and children and career and all of these things, because I believe that I was called to advocacy and ministry, and it is a thankless space to be in. So with that being said, that is why I'm doing this. But I know that in a world that's not conditioned for that, no matter what I do, it'll never be good, because nobody just does it. And I'm okay with that, because the people who I've showed up for, they know how great of a sacrifice has consistently been made. And my goal after this broadcast will be to make sure that that information is out so that history will remember me. I have no child to pass all of what I've done in my life to. Now, I have been so clear. I've taken 23 minutes of my time to explain as much as this. I'm going to explain certain parts throughout this. Somebody's still going to talk shit. It sucks. Now, I said I wasn't going to answer questions, but I'm going to answer this one. And I'm going to ask you, because you might have come in after I said that. Did the mother give permission to do a documentary in the Kenneka Jenkins case? Wouldn't they need permission from that? You would need permission for that in the traditional sense. Absolutely. If the documentary is solely and specifically about Kenneka Jenkins. There is no expectation of privacy in the public, and a person has the ability to, if you are in a larger story, they can put that footage in there because it's not about you. Get it? So if you look at the film, it literally soft touches various things of advocacy, so that this is not a work that is contributed to one person, one image, likeness, identity. It comes out and it's legal because obviously it's lawful. However, Teresa Martin was asked to allow this footage to be done, or this documentary to be done, a while ago, because of course they would want the cooperation of the state, i.e. that is why Lifetime and all the people who ever did the VH1, they didn't need no permission from shit. They did it because it was all public information. However, the gentleman doing the film now, he wanted to always get along with everybody. And so he was also trying to have an interview with Martin so that she would be able to give her side of things, so it would not just be this documentary. I think that that expectation may have passed. Therefore, he will do it in a way that is lawful. But unfortunately, it won't just focus on this particular one case because I know for a fact that he was not able to get the cooperation of Teresa Martin, which he doesn't need to do the film, but to do it specifically about them, it does. All right. So 364 people on here. When I see, well, 375 people on here. When I see this get to a certain space, I am going to repeat certain things again because remember, people come in and they did not hear all of the 25 minutes that you listened to, so they're going to miss something. All right. This is how you get justice for Kenneka Jenkins. People have said that I haven't said anything, but in fact, I've said a lot. This space is not for those who are simple-minded or shallow-minded. You got to be critical in your thinking. You have to really pay attention to get to the points that I'm making. I've been an advocate for a long time. I know how to communicate. I know a lot of laws. I have to move a very certain way, a certain specific way, because obviously I put myself in a vicarious position every time I do anything. And 2 years or decades in my style of it, trust me, somebody waiting to get me. This is my favorite t-shirt, You Have a Purpose, my favorite hoodie, sweatshirt. And it is a strength to me. And I hope that you all are reading that because it matters to know that you have a purpose. And that's just a quick diversion I need to say to y'all real quick. You have a purpose. Remember that. But within case, I have actually showed you or told you three things that I think are extremely, very, very, very poignant. Number one, very early on in the fight for Kenneka Jenkins, I learned by her saying it just didn't click that she did not think that the young people were responsible. Number two, I revealed to you all that there was a strain in her relationship. She was going through things in her physical health and her guy, and this is me telling y'all my perception of what I experienced and what I saw. That is why it's important for me to get you to understand what I experienced and I saw so that you can get to understand why I think the way I think. So my second thing is that I believe that there might have been a level might have been a level of difficulty in the relationship with mom and daughter, maybe because jealousy isn't rational. And when you got a man who ain't necessarily responding to you well, and you got a younger version of you that may get a different response, okay, I'm gonna move past that because that is a real slippery slope. I'm only giving that by deducing what I experienced, saw, and heard while I was around them. Number three, I showed you or revealed to you that there was a deal made. I didn't make the deal. I know that there was a deal made. There were conversations that were consistently happening with people that were powerful in this situation. And their number one goal was to remove me. They literally went right away to try to get this fight to stop. That is why Andrew Holmes, as I allege, was there immediately. Y'all don't protest. The family gave me permission. I saw it. Don't mess with the hotel money. Why? Mafia tied people in the Rosemont area, in the nepotism, in the nepotist mafia tied community of Rosemont. Okay? This is nothing that you all should not be able to understand now. So when people say he ain't said nothing in 3 videos, that just gives you a whole view of a lot of things. But you gotta think. You gotta think to get how much heavy information you can get out of that. All right. So one of the things that I said, I never seen her get, I never seen her shed a tear. As an advocate that had been doing it for, at that time, a little while, that always reigned weird to me. There was never a tear. There was never an overwhelmed moment, except for when I saw the news on the steps. But even that didn't produce certain things that I normally see or seen when I addressed tragedy. You got to think about this. At some point, I spent a lot of private or personal time, even when it was the planning of the service or when it was trying to get certain things. It was never an emotional moment. And I equated it at that time as this is strength. Wow, this is strength. I have a strong mom. This is strength. Um, but those three things are very poignant things that should not be overlooked. So when you're doing an investigation, you got to pay attention to many factors so that you can have all the components to get to the resolve of how did this become what it is. So for me, again, I was at that point a young advocate that I did not have the level of intuition and insight that I have now or the ability to do the things that I do now. I was not an investigative advocate. I was only a advocate, a man who showed up consistently to bring awareness. This case made me an investigative advocate. And then as I would go on, journalistic in it. Do you all get this? Am I making sense? If I'm making sense, put a one in the chat. So that means at that point, all I knew was how to show up and fight. But after the bull crap that I went through, because all things work together for the good of them who love the Lord and are called to his purposes, after I got played that way, I said, oh, hell no. I learned to do some research, to study, to pay attention, to pull it apart, to look at the motive, to look at the components, to figure it out, to go the extra distance. But that was never the requirement of being an advocate. An advocate is only supposed to bring awareness. Don't get a paycheck for this shit. If you are an organizer or an advocate for a business, they actually get a check. My shit wasn't dedicated. Okay? Now, in this, because I have a generous heart, I took it beyond what traditional advocacy would do. I didn't want to see people coming and when we were done, like, oh shit, the whole day we didn't protest it. All right, figure it out. And in one sense it's good, in one sense it's bad, right? Because now people need food, they need a place to stay, they need transportation. And it's like, man, people were crashing out for the case. I did not want to leave these people hanging because I'm not built that way. That is why my advocacy has always been different. And I don't give a nobody say, I've been an advocate that have made advocates consistently. And even when the advocates have been made, they still don't have the heart that I've had towards people because I don't believe in using people as props. Now, let's keep going. I believe in building a family around a cause and pursuing it to the end. People don't leave organizations, they leave people. When people feel connected, they become more committed. Simple formula. So during that time, I could not really do this, but figure it out, but we were trying. Now you got to understand this. Whenever there's an issue, you get thousands of tips from all kinds of places. Everybody think they got the answer. You got to spend most of your time trying to eliminate false accusations. Imagine protesting all day, trying to keep a bunch of people who have no connection in focus and trying to figure out what happened at the end of the long day while also having your own personal problems. Y'all did not give the people who fought for this case on the front line enough credit. And I can speak about me because I'm me, but there's a lot of people from beginning to end who never got the honor that they deserve, and that's bogus. All right. So I think I'm doing a great job. If you think that, if you're getting it, put a 2 in there. All right. So those 3 things, take them. You also have to remove your bias and your own opinion and follow the facts. That's another reason why these cases get so messed up. Oh my God, this is a one of the things that you learn in the police academy is that you cannot basically assume anything about a suspect. The thief might not just be the young person with the hoodie, it might be the elderly woman with the riches. So you have to remove all of these preconceived notions and putting yourself in it and all of these biases in order for you to be able to get a clear picture of what is going on. So While we were up there protesting and I saw these different things, the third thing that I realized was that they were never ever consistent in what they would say. They were never consistent in what they would say. So if I were to try to repeat something, it would literally change in the next moment. So I was confused most of the time. And most of the time I was confused based on them. And so the things that I cannot conclusively speak to is the things that for those of you all who are going to be committed to this past this moment, got to figure out. The things that I cannot prove are the things that you are going to have to focus on. Number one, what can I not prove? Who was there before the party? Number two, now remind you, I said that Kenneka, so, okay, because now my mind just was like, it got too big in my head. And I don't know how. Okay. So there are some people who contacted me. They said that they were the family members of Kenneka Jenkins. I have not spent time ever in these 8 years trying to confirm it, but they said that they were siblings of Kenneka Jenkins. They alluded to the fact that their father had a mysterious transition, or there was a transition behind where they lived. Teresa Martin demonstrated no compassion, no care. They believed that there was money involved somewhere and that potentially Kenneka benefited off of the transition of these people's father. God, you gotta help me make this make sense. My mind is a very interesting mind. It literally, I be trying to keep my focus, but it just be so much going on. But they said we're the siblings of Kenneka. I don't know anything about that. But this is something that was said. So if I was to try to go down that rabbit hole, it would put me in another case. But they alluded to things not being on the up and up around, I would assume, to be the father of this young lady. I never met a father. I never talked about a father. I never thought about a father when I was out there. I just wanted to know what happened in Rosemont, Illinois. Are y'all with me? Okay. So I didn't pursue or pay attention to that. But what they were saying is, this is not a good person. Somebody said, stop lying. Lord have mercy. All right, we're not going to look at the comments. I'm just going to keep on going. But this is what these individuals are saying. Now, the crazy thing about lying, right? The crazy thing about lying, does anybody know anything about the name of somebody who may be a sister or a sibling to Kenneka? Because you know what's crazy though? Those messages would still be in my phone, in my inbox. Who knows of a name? I know somebody does. But you know what's also crazy is that this wasn't too long ago that one of them hit me back up. So give me a second. Because after I get it, mods, I want you to get that person and block that bitch. After I show this, because now I'm gonna take my motherfucking time. I just don't have time for stupid ass people. I ain't even got through the first. See, this is what I'm talking about. I ain't even got to the core of this. And I know y'all says don't worry about trolls and this, that, and stuff, but you're not in my shoes. Y'all don't understand ADHD is a motherfucker. But at the same time, y'all don't understand what I go through, period. But I want to make sure that, see, when there are people who do things like this, I gotta make sure I deal with it, because it'll come up. Hold on one second. What is it? Okay, Gene. Hold on, y'all, because I'm trying to find this. It got to be in here somewhere. Somebody give me the name of somebody who would say that they were Kenneka's relative. She said she was a twin. I don't know. I never went down that rabbit hole. I'm telling you that. Let me see. Is there a way to search chats? Anyway, I'm not even about to. I'm not gonna go down that road because I don't know where that shit is at. I'm just giving you guys things that have given me perspective so that you will have the tools to basically find this stuff yourself. I think it was on Kenneka's siblings on dad's side. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Do anybody know their name? I know that the last name on the thing was Jenkins. Is it Kenny? Oh, I think that's it. Hold on. Come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny. This looks right. This looks right. This person. No, that's not it. Kenny. I remember another. Okay, hold on. Because the reason why I'm saying that the reason I don't know is because I looked at it as like another one of them weirdo conspiracy theories, these weird ass people type of thing, just like the median lady talking about all that she know. I be looking at the stuff, Kenneka speaking to people. I looked at it as one of those situations. Kenny, I think that's it. This bitch on here talking to stop lying. Oh, I wish I knew who you was so I can. This got to be her. This is her. This has got to be her. This is the person. This is Kenny Jenkins. This the person. So hold on, because now, where the fuck did the messages go? That's the name. And I'm saying that thank you, whoever that is, just help me at least figure out who the person was. So now I got to figure out why I don't see those messages. But anyway, they said that so who lying, ho? Like I'm finna just come up with some random ass shit on my ass like that. I hate niggas like you. But let me not even focus on it because I don't want people to be Kenny Jenkins. I have no messages from this person. So maybe it's not it, but this is the name. Okay, but I don't even gotta lie. Hold on. So this has been on my mind a lot. So Facebook him ask Kenneka mom how only her and the siblings on her side got money for this, but not the ones that are affected by her death or get harassed. So anyway, this is a person, but when I go to our messages, I don't see her. I don't see the messages. So it must be another one. Maybe it's another sibling. The last name is Jenkins. But I remember looking at Kenny. I remember looking at the K because I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna feed into that. Because K Jenkins, I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that. That's how I was in my mind when I read it. That's why it hit a button. But there was a guy. I mean, no, it was what the fuck? Who is the person that hit me up? Anyway, that's what happened. So I guess those are the things that you all can research. Now, did y'all block that dumbass motherfucker because I don't want them on here any further? Let them be lost as fuck and sitting in their house with their mother. I know they thought their house smell like old fucking fish grease, scratching your dirty ass balls of pussy, sitting up there trying to find something to make yourself relevant with the motherfucking 3 fucking chin hairs hanging from your goddamn chin, with you dumb busted bitch. Only mad because you don't got shit going on in your motherfucking life. So you was waiting on the moment. You lying. Well, now what you got to say? Now I'll tell you also what's true. Y'all, see, I'm not that guy. Like, I don't know how to not fucking deal with these sped ass kids. Somebody beat that whole, let me just stay focused. Let me stay focused. Man, please. Now, y'all better be glad Martin Luther King didn't have no internet, because we would have never got here. Because I know Martin, you stupid bitch. I've seen dumbass hoes like you a long time. And I'm hoping that when we get to the promised land, that we leave your dumb ass behind. Fucking idiot. Somebody put up the goddamn animals. Help me stay focused. I got a lot of shit to talk about. That stupid ass motherfucker. All right. Now, let me say it again. I'm going to give y'all this information so y'all can get the fuck on. We doing other shit over here. I'm going to share my story and I'm getting the fuck on. That's it. I'm giving y'all the tools and I'm gone. The hell? I see that bitch dead and I be like, oh, that was that bitch. I'm lying. I don't got nothing for her. Put her in the ground. I ain't helping with shit. All right, so irritating. All right, so that was something that happened. So it gave me a view as it relates to, like, it made me think of how does she deal with grief. I looked at what would be the MO, what was the things that were said, what was the accusations. So again, there was a person who said that there was a family member of Kenneka, their father died or had something happen. He was behind the home that him and Teresa lived in, and there was benefit and blah, 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 blah. Teresa benefited from it. They didn't. And she bogus as hell. She's not a good person. That puts me in a mindset of how she handles grief. And if it's the case, then it would then reinforce some of the things that I would later on, I guess, assume. So in this case, another thing that I cannot prove is, let me just go to some of these facts here. The thing that really moved my understanding in this case years later is to research and find out that the family is very entrenched in a lot of stuff that's going on in the streets. Okay, it's Kenny Jenkins. But either somebody hit me up from a fake page or Kenny deleted their messages, because I didn't just make that up. That literally is a conversation. And I'm wondering where is that, because it was in my phone. But there, when I went on the thing, there was none. But that's what they told me. What was I just talking about? Okay, the young people. So again, I said it early on. The young people were not, in her mind, the people who did it. I think that a reason why this is complicated is because if this is true, things I cannot prove, the family was very much so connected into what's going on out over the West Side. I'll tell you this again. The narrative of them people in the hotel being mafia tied, the family being gang tied, I'm being connected to people who are gangs, and all of this is not a far-fetched narrative if you are a person in Chicago. There's no way that I could be a long-term advocate in Chicago the way I do it if I didn't know people. Feel me? So get this. There is everybody. Oh, shit. Everybody, including the people downtown on the Gold Coast, are a part of some clique, because Chicago is just a cliquey kind of place. All right? It's just a cliquey kind of place. If you from Chicago, you a gangbanger, period. So And so, and that's why 77 neighborhoods segregated like a motherfucker. It's whole communities to themselves and we don't fuck with each other. So in that natural type of thinking happens. People going to kind of boy to be pitted against each other. But it's my understanding that Teresa Martin, brother, like he really was about that shit. He was really, really about that life. And if you know anything about the violence that is perpetuated in Chicago, you can't get it to go down because there is generations of revenge and vendetta and beef and all kinds of layers of you killed my people, we want revenge that have been inherited and passed down to the point where it's just become a place of unrestrained unaliving. Tyshawn Lee, kid, unalive, not because of the kid, but because of the actions of the father. So one of the things that I cannot prove that we were also processing, or that we didn't know how to process, but I process a little bit better now, is that her brother was about that stuff, that life, and was in them streets and made a lot of enemies. Okay, so if we don't think that the young people did it, and now we're in this hotel and this is all strange, what you guys have to figure out, because these are the three possibilities that I've not been able to conclude, but I was ready to go for it. Number one, if there are people who were threatening this young lady or a threat to this family who happened to also be at the party. Number two, if somebody saw her a little bit or disheveled and they saw an opportunity that ended up trying or attempted to be covered up. Or number three, if it literally was a medical issue that caused her to wander into this unauthorized area that she shouldn't have been in and that happened with this freak accident that they tried to cover up. Those are the literal three things I'm left with based on the preponderance of evidence, both intrinsic and circumstantial, to get to a resolve. I'm sorry, I did kind of go up. You see, motherfucker call me a liar, I just go right on up, bitch, bitch, and then I can't come, bitch, 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 motherfucker, bitch. I got whole Tourette's and now I can't come down. You know they call me a grifter. Y'all want me to calm down? Either put them comments up there or so into my motherfucking advocacy. If I hear that thing, if I hear that thing chime, I'm like, oh, okay, hallelujah. Praise the Lord, we got action. Not because I'm really a grifter, y'all. I'm out here every day trying to make a difference. I can't even have fun with the shit like that. Somebody's gonna clip that, watch, and just take that all out of the fuck out of context. All right. So anyway, um, with those three scenarios, it comes up to one thing that I can say that we all could agree on for certain. She was walking through the halls of that Crown Plaza Hotel by herself, trying to get somewhere. That's the point. So with those three things that I'm left to, based on the things that I can prove, my question became, who was she trying to get away from? That is the only thing that I have come to the conclusion of. She was trying to get away. She wasn't lost trying to get to somewhere unless it was to her car. She was trying to go. That is what I am a firm believer in. If she saw somebody in the hotel that was threatening to her, she was trying to get away. If somebody was trying to move or make a pass on her that she did not want, and she felt that she was basically losing control of self, she was trying to get away. If she was having a medical issue, she was trying to get away. So that is why I say to the family, if they would have had the conversation with me now, they need to tell you all the truth. Was there beef? Was there people who? So what am I trying to say? A lot of times, what happens in Chicago is that you'll go to a function and your ops will be there, or somebody who said they were going to do something, or somebody you feel like is moving a certain way. You got to get the fuck on. Now I know that I'm making sense here, That is the one thing that's clear. She was trying to get away. This is why she's by herself. This is why there's no friends. This is why she's trying to get away. She's trying to get to the car. She's trying to move away from somebody. Something is going on. She gotta go. But to read, but because we didn't, I was not understanding the magnitude of this, and I'm thinking, oh, somebody is sick. It's too many variables. She don't know. The point of the matter is that early on, she said, she don't think that them young people did anything. And then when I talked to that Zach guy, he said to me, this guy looked me, he showed me some tapes. He looked me directly in my face and he said, Jedediah, you know that the people in the hotel, like the people she came with, he said, you do know that they didn't do this, right? I said, yes, that's what I believe, but I can't eliminate it because I don't know. So when we actually went live, I said, I'm not taking nobody off the table. He said, well, I did an interview with her and I got this and I saw this and I know this and I think that. And I'm like, well, bro, I don't know nothing about that. I barely know you. Normally things that you be talking about is with the gang culture in Chicago. Getting interviews that nobody can get. But he looked at me, he said, you do know that they didn't do this. And I said, I believe that that's a possibility, basically. All right. But you really believe she was walking them halls by herself? I really saw real footage of her walking them halls by herself. It's not just about what I believe, it's about what I can prove, it's about what I can see. See, that's the thing again. And now there's 573 people on here. Y'all done missed 56 minutes. It's so much that have been covered. And to put this in perspective, that's why this shit is unfair to me as an advocate. If y'all would have just had y'all notification on, y'all would have had y'all asses over here on time. I'm just playing. The cover up. That is another part that needs to be understood. Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. I think I went too fast. I forgot something. What is it? The um y'all be so much information, man. My mind overloaded. I think I'm tapping out. That was a very big piece. I right now my mind. I think I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm a functional 88. I have attention deficit. Okay. Let me see. You was talking about Zach. Yes, I talked to him, and I spent a lot of time at that day talking to that guy before I did the one interview with him. The cover up aspect of the case. When you go through a settlement, you are able to get certain levels of discovery. I think all of this is staged for real. All paid to act. I think you should leave the thinking to intelligent people. So is Kenneka still holding her fucking character, laying down probably nothing but fucking bones? Is she still in fucking character? When the fuck do you think she gonna get up? I can imagine that she gotta pee down there. Oh my God. And these are all niggas. I don't know you. Now I got some weird man at the door with a damn suit on trying to get in here. You said what? Oh, you got it. I'll let you in now. My God. Um, you also want to figure out. You also want to figure out. Something else that was very clear. And so, how do you also get to this point now? For the people who say, "Oh, this is a cover up," and y'all want to have such an expansive mind, we got to cut all the foolishness out. For example, stop saying that that wasn't her real daughter. Stop saying that that wasn't really KJ that was in there. That stuff just does too much. But what I do want to say is that if the community was trying to cover it up and make it go away, I would think that they would want to give you guys a suspect. They never arrested the young people that was connected to the case, obviously, because again, there's no evidence that put them there. Um, but then you got to ask yourself, why didn't these young people ever want to just set the record straight? Why wouldn't they just say what it was or what it wasn't? But I had a lot that I was supposed to share, and I wish I would have wrote it down. But I really tried my best to just be focused. There was a camera that was above the freezer. Why did that camera just disappear? That's something that has to be figured out. So these are the types of things that I would think that will come out in a settlement conference. But get this, you do not have to sit in a settlement room for hours, because you don't even have to sit in a settlement conference at all. Settlement is about trying to find amicable means on both sides so that you don't put this or have to go through a trial, because everything then becomes public record. And so what was tripping me out was that when the fight was called off, the family said they are going to get the justice through the court. So I got a call, I said this earlier, that said both sides want the stuff sealed. So I'm like, why do they want this stuff sealed? I thought that they wanted this information to come out. So the camera, I would assume, would have been talked about. Um, and if you read the news article to this, it says that they wanted the financial part of it sealed. But the judge, get this, the judge denied both the hotel and the family's request to seal the financial aspect of it. Why would a judge refuse to seal the financial aspect of it if it was by agreement and both are amicable to this being what they want? That is, if you know anything about the court system, that's telling you something. So the case being, or them deciding that they want the case to be sealed, and then not coming back to tell what they found out in the case, was not something that was forced. It was agreed upon. They said that they were going to get justice to the court and that they was not, Lord help me, they said to me they were not going to settle because they had found out a lot of stuff and they wanted it in the public. And because it was exactly what it was, they would have won that shit anyway through trial, because at the very minimum, we do know you can prove neglect. So my question became, why did they want that to be sealed? You got to figure that out. What up? What up? What up? Man, tell him to kiss my, huh? Y'all call me on a Sunday to tell me that? I bet. I bet. Tell them now. I'm gonna really make an interest in that motherfucker. See you later. So here are the things that you got to figure out, because this is what I would have hoped that we would have gotten. We got to get the schedules, people who were at work. You got to get the understanding of what happened to the camera. I saw the video with the camera up there. Andrew Holmes' video when he was walking through, you look up, it's a camera there. You got to figure out why doesn't the footage show anybody else walking, or the part when she was found, or these types of things have to be released. This is what we were fighting for, to get that footage released, because it would have given us the picture to answer those questions that have not been answered. Um, as it relates to organ harvesting, that's another thing. I never got to look into her body. The family said that there was an independent autopsy. I get that when an autopsy is done, things are taken out and put back in. But they gave me two different narratives. One was that stuff was not in there. The second, that it was. And then when they did the independent autopsy, they said it was, but not everything. So that needs to be answered. Jedediah Brown is telling you that in order to get justice for Kenneka Jenkins, that the family itself has to answer these very critically unanswered questions. So that's why I said, are you willing to right all the wrongs and basically tell why was she moving this way? What happened to those physical evidence components? Now, as it relates to how she was in there and her body, I'm not a medical expert. I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down that road. But I hope that out of the whole hour and 6 minutes that I've spent on this, that I've given you something to help you understand how I've come to my conclusion. There's a lot more stuff that I want to say, but I feel like I'm tapping because my mind ain't working like to remember everything. But I have said a lot, and I said it early on. Please free me from the justice aspect of this, because I cannot help you. The family has to answer those questions. Those questions that I asked have to be answered by the family. That would put this in perspective. It will help identify motive. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even explain it well. My bad. See, that's what I'm talking about. So the organ part. Everybody was talking about organ harvest. I was told, don't know if this is true or not, Kenneka Jenkins was an organ donor. I've not been able to look in her files to see if she was an organ donor. But when they gave that narrative, it felt confusing, because I felt at that moment they was just simply trying to benefit off of the suspicion of organ donating. But I didn't pass the thought altogether, because there was a scandal with organs up in Rosemont. We all saw that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say it again. This is something that you have to figure out, that I cannot prove. Was those organs in her body when it was all said and done? And the two things that come to mind is that if her daughter was an organ donor, and this is based off of some things that I can prove, and if she allowed those organs to be given over to people who need them and or to science, that is a personal choice that families make all the time. But if they were not there before if they went to the autopsy and them telling me that things were missing is true, then why didn't they make a bigger issue of it? And because they didn't, I can't or couldn't. So that is something else that needs to be figured out. Were there organs in there? And if not, where are they? I really hope that I'm making sense. She was very double-minded. Everybody that she loved eventually wronged her based on her testimony. So the woman was always unstable mentally. But I kept making excuses for her. I just ain't doing that anymore. So I say that to say that even though I don't fuck with him, and I know that he did wrong, I do believe that Andrew Holmes talked to that family. And I do believe that He said he was going to do this, and she went along with it. And I believe that he was there to squash the movement that would eventually come, because none of us expected it to become a movement. And that part of the conversation is so important. And I'm now going to tell you why. And this is why this needs to be figured out. If this conversation, as she said to everybody in the public, well, she said the hotel ain't making no money. Come on, Jesus, because now I'm going to make my home run. If she said that he said to her, the hotel ain't making, now who would say that to a mother that's grieving and that just lost her child, unless that's a conversation that you can have? Who Andrew know? But number two, this is why you got to figure this out, because now I'm going to make this whole circle here. This is how Jedediah ended up going down the path of was a deal made. In the very beginning, if this man said it to her, that's a hell of a thing. And you got a lot of audacity to say some shit like that to a parent that's losing her child. And you're a veteran advocate. I would never say no shit like that. I ain't thinking about the person on the other side of this, especially not to them. And so when he said this, when she said those words, that didn't stick out to me then, it stuck out to me later. I was like, interesting. So, because I've been doing this so long, you do know, you got to understand this. Please hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. That means that you're having conversations with people who are trying to figure out how to get you not to be so public. The first things that the lawyers did, Larry Rogers and Sam Adams Jr., as I've already explained with my attorneys, we need y'all to stop all the protests. Huh? I'm not stopping no protests. I'm not stopping the movement. Why is everybody that have come up to us so far told us stop protesting? Protesting is the number one thing you do to put pressure on somebody that you want to give something over, as well as, get this, you do know that the first few moments is the most important moment. So why would y'all want us to stop? Powerful people, connected people. So she's having these conversations. I got understanding of something, but this is what I'm trying to say to you. Though you got to figure out why those, how do I explain this? Jesus, I had it in my mind, fucking ran a blank again. All right, so you gotta, if you're gonna solve this, you gotta figure out why she was going along with, I don't know how to explain this to y'all. She will go so far, then she would turn it. She would go so far, then she would turn it. She would go so far, then she would turn it. Ultimately, what Andrew Holmes was doing was wrong, but initially she was going along with it, and it was more than the fact that he said he was an investigator. She was having those conversations since the beginning. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. Powerful people were having powerful conversations since the beginning. She was going along with them for a while, but then she would turn and pivot. Now that I've seen her do it all of this time, now I get it. Oh, that's what she does. But that man, when he first said those words out of his mouth, he wasn't lying. Why did she act like she didn't know certain parts of this? I never told him. I never did. Yes, you did. And why don't you want people to know that? Because you guys were moving past the conversation of the transition to how do we resolve this? And that's what you mean when you say people let you down. So when you get through, when you understand what I'm indirectly telling you, is that when you go through this whole journey, you understand that it weighed down over time. Just do it this way, we'll get you that. And a deal was made way before a court deal was made. What's that deal? What is that deal? Who were the benefactors? Who was a part of that? And why was the number one requirement to remove the protesters? You figure those things out, then maybe you can get justice for this young lady. I have done my job. I have given it my time, and I did a damn amazing job doing it. And all the people who were in it from the front lines were all people who did it with a pure heart and intent. What everybody got, they did not deserve. She got a lot of passes because of those labels of grieving mother from people who put themselves in it, but did not unbiasedly look at the evidence and the information and get a understanding. I have one. Those things that I just talked about are the things that I don't have conclusive answers to, which is why I cannot get conclusion for what happened to her. I love y'all. I've spent my entire life serving the public. You are very unfair, very abusive, and very ungrateful. But I've been doing it this long because it's what my God put me up to do. It doesn't give me fame, it doesn't give me riches, and it sure as hell don't give me peace. I'm asking for you today to release me from this case completely. I'm only going to talk about my experience. I'm going to show footage as I'm able to get it. It will give you perspective. But this case is not something that I'm going to resolve. When she said no to me the last time, it was my final time asking, and I meant it. For people who want to know about money, that's the other thing. Closer to the ending of this is when I realized we got to solve this. We can't just come up here every day. You all gave money for us to hire private investigators. That's how we were able to get certain things, including the calls that were made from the hotel. Very important. Go get those calls. Well, shit, y'all might not be able to get those. Maybe I can give that. I got to figure that out. Maybe I can go and get those call logs and get the calls that was made from what places in that facility. It tells you a very interesting story as well. Um, the whole notion of the military using it did not pan out. That fell flat. Um, and it's something else somebody said. So those are the three things that I was left with to conclude that you guys have to resolve. What made her? What was she trying to get away from? Why would they put you back through this? She wasn't trying to put me back through it. She was trying to get back something that she gave up, and she just didn't care who she destroyed in the path because she was getting away with it this whole time. Teresa Martin didn't expect me to finally speak up and defend myself because she thought that under the protections of grieving mother, that nobody would see her as a greedy mother and nobody would see through what she has been doing to so many people for so long. But I ain't him. That woman is going through inward battles, and I do personally believe them demons are whooping her ass. And I have no remorse or I don't feel shit for her. But I'm not going to keep on going through this perpetual state with all this weird ass shit starting to happen again. No, thank you. So I've given you what I have as it relates to the particulars that you who care about it can go resolve. The only thing that I'm going to address moving forward is my experience. I'm going to get footage. I'm going to get it out. In that, you're going to see things and hear things that is going to blow your mind. Y'all going to figure out I was a real one. And the people who were with me, they were real ones. And the abuse that we went through was fucked up. The dumbest black woman on Thrive here. You don't know shit. You saw her sister post when this started last week. You found your next money died. Why the fuck would anyone ask you a damn thing? That's normal. And so when you have to deal with that kind of stuff on a consistent basis, anybody who wants clout, you can have it. The things that I'm addressing even down to this day, the stuff that I'm trying to resolve, it's not easy, it's not light, and it's not fun. So I thank the people who do so into advocacy, because everything takes money. Everything takes resource. It's the love of money that's bad, not getting it. So my next money dive, yes, I'm going to always get resources, especially when I always try to show up. There's so many people asking me to help the Ramika case. I said that I'm not going to do it. I want to. There are, things that I've learned, hiring investigators and organizing and having the ability to put stuff out, especially when you're going against the system. It's not easy. So I want to say this up front. I think everybody who did contribute to the Kenneka Jenkins case, we took care of a lot of people, and we did it in real time. And we did something so remarkable that no matter what nobody tries to say, they cannot write me out of the history of that. And I'm glad, because it was justice for Kenneka, but it was while having each other's back, and we became a family in a lot of senses. I think that I am worthy of being blessed, but I'm not worried about being blessed, because I am blessed, because I sowed over there, I reaped in another place. Those are the things that I'm going to share moving forward. So I'll say it for the last time. If you go back, this video is an hour and 21 minutes. I have put a lot of information in it. I know I left out a lot because it's just too much. But I will not be trying to resolve Kenneka's case. I am not interested in that. And I am, because of the last no from mother, and I'm going to share my experience. I'm going to help John get the money he needs to finish the film. And history is always going to remember one of the greatest fights ever waged for a Black child's unaliving. As well as I'm going to work hard to get the unseen footage so that it would also put out those things that you would not have known. We're making deals about getting that done. And and I have been speaking to quite a bit of people who were involved. You may see some of them soon. That is what I'm going to be doing moving forward as it relates to Kenneka Jenkins. The fight for me is finished. And justice will not be done, and it cannot be completed unless the family is ready to get out of the way. But I fear that if the one thing that may be true the most, if they do get out of the way, I think that they know it's going to cost them something that they're not willing to pay, because they don't have the character, the spirit, nor the soul to do it. And I'll say this one final time. We were going to get this shit resolved, and we were close. We were figuring it out. We were figuring it out. The craziest thing to do is to look 8 years later and to realize the person that was working against you the hardest was the mother that you was fighting the hardest for. And the fact that all of it was for selfish and personal gain is something that I will never forget. And that's why nobody will ever have my blind faith and my blind confidence in advocacy ever again. Now, because this is my last time, I'm going to open myself up to questions, because it may make me remember something that I forgot to share, because I did not make footnotes. I'm going to take 5 questions. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give y'all an opportunity to call in as well. And then I'll be done with this. This is my last day on this side of it. (605-472-5107). You can call in if you want to. 605-472-5107. If it gives you a prompt for an access code, you will put 639-2700. Your voice could be heard right now. I will not be sitting on for a conversation with anybody. I will answer a question if it makes sense. I will spend a small amount of time and then I will be done. Thank you to all the positivity that have been shared on here. The few fools, they okay. They are not. They're not. They don't really matter. So all y'all lying, including you, I'm gonna find that video of the people that was helping you expose the Cash App transactions. You were definitely stealing money. Well, if you want to find them, their names are Jedediah Brown and Sheena, and neither one of us stole shit. You sound dumb. It was the Cash App that I started that people contributed to. We said what it was for. We tried, as she testified, to give her what was left. And you have go find all the videos of us spending money on the people. Oh, and we were out there too. So if we needed to eat something or ride the bus or get some gas, bitch, we could do that. How do you steal something given to you? So while you spending your time looking, there go your answer. I didn't steal shit. I am the one who had the Cash App because the motherfucker took a screenshot that we gave, by the way, and put a narrative on it. And you're retarded, uneducated, uninspired, unattainable, unloved, poor, dumb, foolish, goofy, scary, cowardice, fake page, dumb, dry pussy, musty dick, whatever the fuck you are, ass have, want to find something. You mad because I spent an hour and 21 hour and 26 minutes on here and I didn't got that shit out there. And now you ain't got shit else to make content on. You stupid, goofy bitch. And guess what? 8 years later, still talking that shit. I ain't never been charged with no goddamn fraud. Now that's your best receipt. Because somebody committing fraud, eventually, especially fighting the system, they would get charged. Stupid ass. Now, thank you for letting me get that out. Because you just helped prove how dumb people are who got that narrative. Stupid ass. Ha! And now let me piss you off even more. Somebody sent me, while I was on here talking, $20 motherfucking dollars. Bitch, I'm rich. Now, oh, I'm sorry. Let me go to the phone lines. I done laid back and everything on that hoe. Swerve. Block that motherfucker, please. Somebody say I got a smart mouth. What you think I'm supposed to have? I done sit on here 120 something fucking minutes and still got to deal with dumb bitches.
Participant to the conference.
What's your name and what's up? Where you from?
Hello, my name is Bianca.
Where you from?
I want to ask a question. Do you know, because I know it was going around, do you know if Rosemont Park Plaza Hotel had any other like missing people in that hotel?
No, never did any research on that. Rumors. Just extra shit people be talking about. But it was an actress that said she was drugged up there, so they need to get that shit under control. I don't know anything about any other missing people.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to ask that question.
But I tell you one thing.
Thank you.
I ain't standing that motherfucker. Have a good one.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna give y'all one more chance because there was only one caller on there. I are a powerful man. Use that to help others. Girl, fuck these people. Do you hear me? 2 decades of advocacy. I'm over y'all. 605-472-5107. Access code 639-2700. This is the moment. How much did you get to stay quiet all this time? I don't stay quiet. So thank you for the $2. But I did get something from you to look dumb. You just gave me $2 to sound stupid. I got $22 off this broadcast. Keep it coming. Motherfucker literally sent me $2 to try to make me look dumb. These people are fucking idiots. All right. 605 472 5107. They said how much you got to stay quiet. No, I got and they don't and they, yeah, I don't got the bandwidth. Y'all, I'm not finna sit on here. I'm not. Some of us still love and appreciate you. I know. Most people do actually. I get so much love. I'm not really phased by this stuff. Who was the GoFundMe for? So the GoFundMe that you may see is John Lewiston, who is the documentarian who filmed everything. That's toilet paper. That's toilet paper, bro. Okay, so now you gonna send me $2 every time you want to say something to me. Send me, if you send me more, we can have a whole conversation. I got a lot of advocacy that I'm doing. So with that being said, thank you for the tissue. Not the tissue I buy. I buy the 2-3 ply, you feel me? Or and get the wet wipes. Now, get this. If that was toilet paper and you need to send me two more, I need some more tissue. Okay. Can you see my question? I don't know. See, it's getting off track. I'm literally giving y'all or sitting on here to give y'all perspective. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. This shit ain't, y'all think cloud is a thing. Fuck these people. Oh, the documentary. So he's a documentarian who did the film, got all the footage. He wants to finish his film and he's making agreements with me that as he's able to get what he needs to finish his film, that he'll give me raw footage and put it out in the public. But also, I want all of it. So at some point, we're gonna have to get some of the footage. So people are contributing who want to or care about that aspect of it. They'll help me get that footage from John. John will be on here tomorrow. It takes money. It takes money, y'all. It takes money. That's crazy. I did not know that was in there. I will never stay in one. I didn't go on a business trip. All right, so it looks like nobody wants to say shit out of 597 people. Do you know if Zach was at the hotel that night? No. I've heard that before. I don't know about that. I do know that he knew people that was there. How was Kanika's relationship with Teresa? How was Teresa? If my mother just had breast cancer surgery, I would have definitely been home and next to her. Step kids don't like her, and how do I say this? Her family has been very kind to me, regardless of everything. The only person that I met during the Kenneka Jenkins case that would be related to her that I don't talk to was Lenora. Never really was a person who said or did much. I never understood her perspective except for she loved her sister and she was down for it. That's it. But the family have always been very wonderful to me, especially the auntie that transitioned. I loved that lady. She was absolutely amazing. All right. I got three more questions. Still no callers. 605 472 5107. I owe you an apology. I tied you to Teresa Martin because she is confirmed. She is a confirmed Eastern Star. She a lot more than that. What is the back page story real regarding Kenneka? You got to be a little bit more specific. A lot of people owe this man an apology. Were you able to see any of Zach's additional interviews? Zach showed me a few things that has never been in the public. I wonder who got his stuff. That's another thing. Who got that man footage and why they didn't release that stuff? Because he showed me some stuff that was, I would say, between him and I. He was doing research on the case. He moved past being an interviewer and a content creator. He was a detective too. Um, He was doing detective stuff. Like I said, he showed me some stuff, but Zach was the one. He is the first person who's definitively said, he said, Jedi, you know that they didn't do this, right? And I won't forget that moment. Jedi, I commend you I watched from the beginning and you guys were so close to the truth and the pressure that y'all put on Rosemary with bigger hearts broken. And she called the biggest day of protest. We love you and Teresa's wrong. We got $42 of a blessing. I truly appreciate that. I think that's what I was gonna say. Somebody said we owe this man an apology. I got over 1,000 messages with apologies. I counted them. 1,000. 1,000. That is more than most people will ever get. There are hundreds of thousands I will never get. There's always going to be people who are going to believe whatever they want to believe. But reading 1,000 messages of people apologizing and people putting honor and thanking is going to be something that I will hold on to, because in a great sense, my name has been vindicated, and I'm just grateful for that. It ain't even necessarily the thanks I'm worried that really, really, if I do things and people try to say, "Oh, you stole money," I get to now say, "Nope, I've been vindicated from that." And I think that that's the greatest gift for me in all of this. The great tour gift would have been concluding the case, with it being a resolve. But I think that the family knows, and I think that they don't want to say, and I think there are reasons for that, and I think that they settled, because they know, and whatever they do or do not have is not my concern. I just know that she tried it again, and she shouldn't have done that. And now it's fuck her. You should put all those messages in the video because you deserve to be celebrated. I think that, and I would. The issue is putting their names online. I think that's my issue. I don't want to put people's information on the internet. All right. Doesn't look like no one else is going to call. I feel you should start suing people. So, we are definitely looking at defamation. I could have sued Teresa Martin up to a year when she did it. Y'all would have really kicked my ass and said it was all about money. So it wasn't about money. It's not about money. Lawsuits are not it's not my go-to thing. But people playing with my name, I just might. But we got legally, I think there's a few issues, but we'll figure it out. She's sitting on 3.7 million and didn't pay it forward to your movement. It's crazy work. Most people don't. You don't expect that. Most people get millions of dollars that you advocate for, and they don't. You really never get anything. That's not what you. I never really took offense to that because you don't really expect it. But to try to get $3.7 million and say fuck me because of what happened to my name. Oh, you a diabolical ass motherfucker. You're terrible. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. Just say that I didn't steal no money. Just say that you know that the people was lying to you. Just say that I actually put up a good fight for your child. That's it. That is some simple shit. But she knows that if she did that, then those things that I just talked about and those things that I've not talked about, it would not paint a good picture. And she said, fuck me. Because she didn't care. She didn't care about the people who cared for her. I would have gotten justice and much more money. Shit, a case like that, as powerful as it was, she probably would have walked away with $20-30 million if she would have took that to trial. All right. So it looks like there is nothing. You shook Chicago up when you hit the town. God got you. You're a real motherfucker. I'm sorry about the fact that somebody somewhere should help you get to where you're trying to go. Where you're trying to go. You're top notch in this business. Love you. And girl, fuck this business. And fuck these people. Where I'm trying to go right now is I can't believe it. My bisexual ass finally got a girl who fucking with me the long way, and she fine in a motherfucker. I'm trying to go to sleep in it. Trying to put a ring on it. Wow, $62 was given. And see, I always be sharing that stuff too about what people bless us with. That's why I be trying to figure out why people really be tripping. They be acting, wow, $72. Let me hold on a little bit. So what, y'all ready to reach deep and bless? Because I'm trying to get a building for my organization. But no, seriously, it's not about money or flat or clout or things like that. I would never took money. I, and I really like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. For the love of money is the root of all evil. She settled and sold her child out. And I firmly believe that in my heart. I believe that Teresa got tired of fighting. And I believe that Teresa got tired of combating the people who were trying to get her to stop. She gave in and she made a selfish decision. And it ain't even the fact that she did that, because a parent could decide to do whatever they want to do. But it was the fact that she gave up the people in the very nasty way who had her back. Have you heard anything about the gangster stalking program while working this case? The gang stalker program. No, no. And I understand that, because there were times when I did not want to fucking go up there to protest, but I knew I didn't have a choice because the people were going to be there. And I wasn't even getting paid for that. Okay? Let me Google that because I don't know what that is. The term game stalking describes, okay, thank you for the gang stalker program information. Huh. Constant group stalking, monitoring. Hmm. The V-Nots. I'll research that. A group consistently stalking and harassing. I'm gonna get them asses. Ha! But I don't know about that as it relates to this case. All right, I can't believe that I did such an amazing job that y'all ain't got shit to ask me about this case. To give you guys a final perspective of what happened. Absolutely amazing. It was talk about her being gang stalked. It was a lot of talk about them all being affiliated. Ain't nobody kicking your door down brazenly and walking out that way if you ain't got something going on in that life. She posted an old video and it only gave credence to what I'm telling you now. That is called, in my mind, circumstantial evidence. Who was Kenneka trying to get away from? That helped one of those possibilities be fathomable. She was trying to get away. That's what I believe. I don't believe she was just lost and stumbling through. I believe she was trying to get the fuck away. Y'all need to now answer those questions. Y'all got it, detectives. I hand over the perspective. Go get the files. And I will say this. There are people threatening me. There are people trolling me. My truck then got hit twice. The person who hit my truck, the persons who hit my truck, not the second one, but no, the second, this Lord have mercy. The second person is in custody. The first person is not. My team have been pulled up on by the police, and every day people saying dumb weird shit, trying to hack my stuff, and I'm getting a ton of people saying, "Leave it alone, walk away, stop talking about it." To all of y'all, I'm not afraid. Fuck off. I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm done with it. So, again, I hope I said something that added value to your life. Moving forward, you don't want to be a part of this channel. If you're looking for me to solve the Kenneka case, I'm done with it. The only thing that I'll talk about in reference to that case moving forward is the experience. If they give you insight, then great. So in order for me to talk about the experience, I got to help John get that documentary finished. I got to get that unseen footage. And I got to keep on moving forward. That's it. So please, if you are here for solving the case, goodbye. Subscribe. I love y'all. Thank y'all for the apologies and the love. But this is going to be about what we went through. That's it. But this is not a Kenneka Jenkins page. I'm doing a lot of other things with my life. Now I'm fucking with Harvey. Okay? Harvey, Illinois. Trying to get that broke ass suburb out of the trouble that it's in. I got some idiots doing the same thing that they were doing to me during the Kenneka Jenkins case. The only thing about it is thanks to this bullshit, I know how to put my ducks in a row. And I know how to see through the bullshit. So if you are not interested in that, unsubscribe. I don't have the Justice family anymore. I got a new family that's being built across this nation. You want to be a part of that? Let me know. And y'all, young, black, somebody said I was fine. I saw something about you being too fine to be bisexual. I ain't like the real. I keep telling, I don't know how to explain that, y'all. I ain't finna go into that because that's going to be a whole nother thing. But just know that I ain't got no disease and I'm a faithful man and I love hard and don't believe the hype. Ain't nobody playing with my asshole and I get coochie. I do. And well, I just, I'm trying to get committed so I don't be, a fornicator. But I'm good out here. And then, the people who be tripping, there's a lot of bisexual women out here. And don't be acting like people ain't out here sneaking around. Girls be like, okay, you got so much passion, but I can't be with no man that did things with a man, but we could trial or something and just don't say nothing. And I'm like, okay, pop. And then they'll call me back 3 months later. I was just thinking. 10 years later. And I love some gay girls, boy. That is, whoo! It's two things that I've loved, and I don't give a fuck. It's somebody out here for everybody. See, I done lost it. See, you should have did that. Now you done got me off track. I love gay girls, and I love FTMs. Oh, my God. You talking about some girl, you know what I'm saying? Get you some coochie and put a motherfucker in the headlock. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Because you think you a nigga. You think you a nigga. Sheesh. Y'all ain't got to worry about me being with nobody with no beard and no hair on their legs. The fuck? Do you think I'm eating booty? Do you think I'm sucking a peen? Are you out your fucking mind? It's not that kind of game. I keep trying to tell y'all that. Y'all really getting on my nerves. And I love the Lord. So when he get done with this, I'm gonna have me a bad motherfucker, and we just gonna be both chilling. I'm be like, damn, babe, they fine as fuck. She gonna be like, yeah, they fine as fuck. I'm be like, but you better looking girl. Let's go to the crib. That's my goal. Girl, you saw that? Yeah, I saw that shit. Nick Cannon in this bitch. A beard and a wig. Oh, Lord have mercy. Free me. I sent a little something on the. Oh my God, that is so. Let's see, that's what time. Y'all do know this is why people hate me, right? I am not asking for nobody to give me no money, but I'm not finna block no blessings. We finna do some shit. Somebody just sent me something and I did not ask. Three people. Somebody sent me $10. Somebody sent $20, and somebody sent $5. What the fuck is the FTMC? Now I need to educate you. Let me tell you something. Everybody always want to talk about a trans woman. That is a man that turns into a woman. But it's a whole nother motherfucking class out here that is so underrated. And they fine as fuck. Ain't nothing like a pretty girl that wanted to be a female transition into a man. She still got a coochie, but she didn't cut. Or they still got them and they just be out here acting all tough. I love them because they like to trying to, ooh, I love them. But see, the thing about them is that oftentimes they really be liking girls more. But if you can get you a beautiful FTM, and she thinks she like a little nigga, she be sitting there all thugged out and stuff. I be like, come here, brother lady. Come here, girl, man. Be like, what you want, shorty? Now somebody mad at me. She putting up mean faces. Well, we done talking about the case. I did it already. I didn't move past it. I'm not talking about that no more. You got to go back. Now I'm having fun. I'm living life. Okay? Well, but maybe I shouldn't do this on this particular video. But fuck that case. I'm sorry. You didn't go through what I went through. I understand how that'll piss people out too. Somebody really finna kick my ass. Now, did he say fuck that case? He said fuck that case. This finna be a whole me. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of them motherfucking psychics. I am the son of a prophet. I bind y'all in the name of Jesus. I bind you in the name of Jesus. Go and submit your gift to the Lord. I'm so sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. Y'all know every damn thing. And we broke. The fuck? Abida, you over there. She's talking to me. She's talking to me. Bitch, you don't hear shit. Sick of them. He better be careful who pours something in his drinking. And then motherfuckers be on there. Oh, really? Is somebody gonna get Jedediah? Because some motherfucker said, I see some calamity. We all gotta die. Girl, when? That's when I was watching one of them meetings. Somebody sent me talking about this is gonna happen. I'm like, girl, when? When the fuck is it gonna happen? Because this is some spooky shit. I want to see this spooky shit. And it's right around, like, girl, Halloween is over. I'm not scared. Shut the fuck up. Lift your hands. Because I used to be a pastor, and I got a little bit more left. So I got a little left. Lift your hands. Lift your hands right now on the screen and repeat after me. I confess my sins, and I believe that Jesus Christ is Lord, who paid the price for my sins. Now go in there, get you some water, splash that shit on your face. If you got some olive oil, because you really need some olive oil, put it in the center of your head, and I want you to plead the blood of Jesus until you catch the Holy Ghost. Because I'm sick of y'all. Sick of you. Up in the house smelling like sage and shit. Can't even breathe in that motherfucker. Ain't nobody worried about no damn spirits up in there. Everybody leaving because we can't breathe. That's all it is. The shit is so fucking potent that we can't motherfucking breathe. Sick of it. I see motherfuckers sitting there. I'm going through a dark space. I'm going to cut the motherfucking lights on and open your goddamn eyes. I'm sick of you. All right. So I hope that I made my case today. Again, somebody said it's sweet. The sage and the weed is crazy. A clown. Oh, look, y'all. Here goes somebody right here. She must have just came in. Oh, we did some good shit. Oh, wait a minute. It's giving psychic. Look at that picture. Girl, if I'm a clown, you a demon. Be gone! All you gotta do is shake some shit and sounds. Again, I hope I said something. I hope I said something that added value to your life. The people who wanted it to be something that is not, that's your problem, not mine. I'm going to go about enjoying my day. And I just really cannot stress it enough. Thank y'all so much. As a matter of fact, somebody else just sent me some more coins. I love that. Somebody sent me $10 more. So we got $100. Y'all swear to God, motherfucker be doing this for the money. $100. 2 hours, $100. That's 50. Well, you know what? That's kind of good though. Motherfucker did just make $50 an hour. Anybody else? Because we're gonna get this documentary done and this unseen footage released. I've been around from day one. How can you be bisexual and claim God when clearly, if you believe the words of the Bible, you are wrong too? See, bitch, now you finna piss me off. Now hold on, now let me cut this off. Everybody with Kenneka Jenkins, y'all leave her to me. Cause now you finna piss me off. Hold on. So I'm a clown. Hold on, y'all give me a second. I'm so serious. I was finna cut this off, but y'all just saw the way my head just spent. Let me show y'all how my head spent. Because I'm finna get her. So I need everybody to go that's here for Kenneka Jenkins. That is over with. Go back and look at the video. You pissed off, girl? I ain't pissed off. What I'm mad about? I'm not pissed off. I'm just finna check you. You talk about I'm pissed off. Have you ever had two people sucking your dick at the same time, girl? Beat it. I ain't worried about what you talking to. Oh, wait, do you have one? I don't know what's going on. Let me ask you a question. Since you over here talking about bisexuality and God, I want you to understand that there is no sin greater than the other. God loves everybody. And get this so that you can really have this understanding. He loved the world so much that he gave his only son, that whosoever will believe in him will not perish but have everlasting life. In other words, there is no sinner on this earth that can't love God and that God don't love. Period. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I'm incorruptible skin. I'm not perfect. There is nobody on this earth that's perfect. You might not be bisexual, but you either a lying, stealing, covetous, greedy, something, ho. You got something in your life that's against God. So you can't be for God either, because I think that he said that it's his desire that no man perish, but that all have life, everlasting life. And then he said he created both good and evil according to his purposes, motherfucker. So understand this so you can get the perspective. We all got something in us that's against God. And just because we do, don't mean that we're not good enough. It was people like you that didn't let me understand that I can still be powerful even though I'm flawed. But then on top of that, because I'm flawed and it's in it, when I would do good, evil is always present. Or even though my flesh is weak, it's my spirit that's strong. But I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Have the blood cover my imperfections, because he that have begun a good work in me surely shall finish it, because he ain't judging the deed, he knows the heart. Okay, so what God says is he says, be honest, be hot or cold. Motherfucker, that's options. You be hot or cold. Don't be lukewarm. Don't be sitting here preaching the gospel, acting like you don't have struggles. But be honest about your struggles so that God can give you the formula and the path to salvation that he decides for you to have. Because the Bible also makes it clear that people will come to him and say, didn't I do this in your name? He gonna say, turn away from me, ye worker of iniquity, because I never knew you. Y'all so busy peddling religion that y'all don't even understand humanity. Don't be so heavenly good that you don't be so heavenly good. No, heavenly. Don't be so earthly bound that you wait. Don't be so heavenly bound that you're no earthly good. I didn't say that God agrees with everything in me, but I did say that I love God from the depths of my soul. And if it takes the last moment of my last breath on my last day, I believe that because I'm trusting Him to do what He said, which is save me, that nothing that I've done in this earth is going to be bigger than the love and the sacrifice of His child for me. So because God knows my heart is to know Him and to serve Him and to love Him and to trust Him and depend on Him and be used by Him, I believe God got away, because guess what? He also got jurisdiction over sexuality. Now beat it. That's the problem. Y'all sitting up there trying to be perfect, and the biggest perverts be the one in the pulpit with the Bible. Them be the ones that be watching the video after they get done preaching and text me and say, oh, you bisexual, you get down? I wish I could. And you up in there, praise the Lord, my perfect pastor. Shut your ass up. And I done I done had whole couples offer me shit. This is what I want you to understand. We are sometimes our own worst enemy. God didn't ask you to be God or to be a judge. He told you to do one thing: love your neighbor as you love yourself. So you done fucked up. I can explain my faith. Can you? Because guess what my faith don't do? My faith don't judge. My faith don't put one down to put myself up. My faith don't cause me to be offended by somebody else's issue, because my goal and my identity is to intercede, to intercept, to redirect, to love out of. And I used to be so bothered. How could God love me? He definitely does. And I love him back, because if it was up to your dumb ass, I would never be free. But it ain't nothing like living in your truth and finding somebody who can love you for who you are. It's an amazing thing. And that's why I don't spend my goddamn time worried about what's going on in everybody else's motherfucking bed, because we get our nut over here. And I'm waiting on God to help me get it together. The fuck? I would lose my mind trying to be perfect. Girl, your man probably gay. And somebody gave me 10 more motherfucking dollars. Oh shit. You be the same motherfucker that'll go and eat extra communion crackers, Steve. It was free as often as ye will. No, bitch, the hours of the communion is over. Do you got it literally, you know, do you get drunk? Is you perfect? I wish my mama was on here. I have her pray, and she'll probably be. I wish my mama was available. See, y'all better be glad that I don't got that level of that gift, because I'll be like, oh, you a sneaky bitch. Lord, I hope that I get a greater prophetic sense. I promise you. I'll be that prophet, be like, oh, you a dusty hoe. I see in the spirit. I see in the spirit. You lying. You lying to the welfare. You lying to the welfare hoe. God ain't in that. You told them people that you ain't making that money. And you over there getting that free food. The devil is a liar. Have I found you out yet? Please leave this live chat. Okay. I'm done. I'm finna be done. I'm finna get off. See, this is what I'm saying. This is the other thing. People say, he's so messy. Because that's me. I do that right out there protesting. I'll be like, and somebody be like, you ugly motherfucker. I'll be like, bitch, ugly. Look at your grandparents, motherfucker. ugly. Bitch, I found 4 generations of ugly. See, that's me. And most other people would just be like, fuck out of here. She gone, that done it. Okay, she ain't got nothing else to say. She ain't give me no scriptures. Exactly. What, you know, if you want to be all Bible and shit, you better not wear no pants. You better not have no motherfucking tracks in your hair. You better not have no makeup on, ho. But it's the blood of Jesus for that, though, huh? It's the blood of Jesus for that. Over there looking like a reincarnated Michael Jackson, and you talking about my sexuality. Girl, just like my pores ain't suffering for that shit on your face, you ain't suffering for me getting a little head. Oh, y'all blocked her. See, y'all ain't right. Y'all ain't had to do that. I had her. Dang, it's the Lord's Day. How do I stop going to church? I'm a Leo. Best friend, worst enemy. Full of passion. I can't stand the Bible thumpers. She literally called me a clown because of my sexuality. After everything that we just talked about, after everything we shared, after everything we did, clown because of bisexuality. And guess what? I don't lie about it. I'm not out here. You know, I one of the reasons why I've been single so long is because I'm very upfront about it. I be like, all right, look. I be like, okay, now you come the right time, right moment. I might fuck up. I'm just playing. I don't say that though. I be like, I just let them be like, you know, this is my identity. This is how I identify. But there's even layers to why I identify as that. And I'm open to God sending love because that's what I want. But my ideal partner is FTM. I want me a man girl. I want a pretty face because I'm gonna tell you also, them you ain't really got to worry about. It ain't no competition. They think we just homies. What's up? Don't know it's a whole coochie in there. I ain't worried about no competition. That's not the real point. Oh my God, let me shut the fuck up. I done lost it. Wait, what does it say? Just for that read. Somebody sent $20 for that read. Yo. A churchgoer does just that. Go to church just to say they went. But you will know a believer. I want God to perfect those things that concern me. I want to be a greater version of myself. I want to be who God called me to be. And I want to be honest about it so that when I get there, I could talk about what was actually done and not the facade that I put on. But I want to say this too, and then I will be done. It was my faith. It was my faith that allowed me to survive this because I was really crushed. Teresa Martin affected my heart and my soul because I really loved her so much just off of the strength of her being a grieving mother, and I knew nothing about her. I was calling this mother, and I was sitting with her trying to get justice for her child when my mother was on what would have been her deathbed. And because I was so committed to her child getting justice, I opened up my entire life. It was not just fun and games. It was the criticism. It was the lies. It was the slander. It was people living in my home, stuff I never talked about, people eating my shit up or stealing stuff from me. It was us having to buy things that would have no value. Like air mattresses and shit, having to clean up after people, literally having to transport people, trying to do all the logistics. That woman had every bit of us. And it wasn't just me. It was day in, day out, 24/7, it felt like. And we went from fighting for justice to getting jail support for those who needed it. We literally were on the line for this case. And people had come together to the point where even when it was supposedly over, people around this country didn't process well, having to have a huge disconnect. And we went on to continue and to try. But it was the drama of this case that made what would have been a very powerful movement in our day be reduced down to a bunch of drama, a bunch of accusations, and a bunch of infighting that never would have been. She had the greatest space because she was the mother that birthed something that literally could have changed a lot of lives, and all she had to do was get justice. She didn't have to give words. She didn't have to give resources. She didn't have to convince anybody of anything. She didn't have to explain her past. She didn't have to explain her dealers, who she was connected to. All she had to do was just be the mother who was getting justice. And I look back at those days to how amazing it was, to the point where we would show up and thousands would respond. And the systems of the world were literally shaking because it wasn't just America. This was around this world. Kenneka Jenkins' case touched this world. She became a world global figure literally because of the fight. We surpassed every stumbling block, financially, media-wise, investigative-wise, governmental-wise. Everybody was confused and everybody was afraid to even go against this system. Celebrities was reaching out. I lived this. I was there. I didn't even care about the stuff that didn't add up. I just wanted her to know that I would fight for her and I would fight whoever. I stood by her and stuck beside her, even when I knew, wait a minute, this doesn't make total sense. And all I wanted, she could have got all of that, then left with $3.7 million. She could have created something that would have sustained the love. Not just give herself a new body, but she could have created something that would have given the body of J4K something that would never be diminished or go away. And all of it was traded for lies, slander, manipulation, and greed. And that hurt me. That hurt. So when people want me to not respond, I want you to know that the most terrible way to suffer is silent. And I did it for 8 years. And no matter what I said, it made the suffering intensify. And it wasn't silent because I didn't have a voice, but it was silent because I didn't have an ear. I was like a fish in a fish tank screaming on a frequency that people could not hear because they were convinced, even though they saw differently. That was horrific. But beyond anything else, one thing that I will never forget is looking in the eyes of my own mother, and my own mother bewildered, saying, why do you allow yourself to go through this? People don't appreciate you. And my mother said those words out of her mouth to my ears. She said, as a mother, how do you think I feel watching what's being done to my child? And I know you. And I could never do anything for that because I didn't even understand what she meant to this day. I can't understand what it means to this day. But I will never, ever, ever lend myself to this fight again. Because beyond all of that, I was still willing if we was going to make every wrong right. So now y'all got it. It is now your burden to bear and your cross to carry. I've asked it and I'll ask it again. Free me from this case. I have nothing else to offer but my experience, and that is what I'm going to be focused on going forward. I have no interest in her mother, in their money, in their connections, in whatever they got. I don't care about her internal suffrage. You reap what you sow. And I have to be honest, I'm not feeling sorry for her. Because if what I said is true, if she had a cold heart when Kenneka's father transitioned, if that's true, remotely true, if she benefited from that and mishandled the family members, then if she literally betrayed everybody who had her back, if she sold out her daughter getting justice, and if she didn't care about who who had to re-experience the pain and the brunt and the disappointment and the attacks just for her to reclaim a feeling, then every demon that she feels is every demon she invited. And that's the thing that I know. Demons are legalist. They don't come unless they've been welcomed in. And when you sell your soul, unless you truly are repentant, and that means change the course, not just speak the words, but when you sell your soul, you will find no rest. I hope it was worth the temporary satisfaction. No amount of money for those that I love. I hope I said something that added value to your life. To my For the Culture family, get, give, love, live. To the people who heard me say, I still got work to do, and I want to get this film done, and I want to get that footage. To those people who gave me the $120-something that have been blessed, that we have been blessed with, and I didn't even ask, those small things mean tremendous things. And the last thing I would say is to those who said I apologize. I love y'all for that. And to the people who have cleared my name, I see you. I see people talking shit, and I see y'all giving facts. Let me tell you this, and then I'll be done. Truth will always whoop the ass of a lie. Just sometimes you got to wait for it. Thank y'all. And the next time I show up to something, you let them know. If he showed up, he ain't gonna fuck around. And if you just came in the video, go back. The first hour and 30 minutes, I think, is the most important.
Yo. Can I get in on this?
America, I love you. But sometimes you be tripping.
Yo. Can I get in on this? I want another one, two. 1, 2. Oh, you thought it was through. This was just one assignment, boo. Judge checking with God, getting next instructions. You need an advocate, reach out, he might be coming.
This young black king needs no introduction. When he shows up, haters hate seeing him coming.
And no, he's not Malcolm, he's not Martin either. He got his own style.
Ja-da-da-ya, we see ya. This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And when he comes through, you know they coming.
Stop putting words in my mouth. I did not say that I was looking for no woman to look manly. I like pretty.
Yo. No, he's not Malcolm, he's not Martin either. He got his own style.
Ja-da-da-ya, we see ya. This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And when he comes through, you know they coming too. Hey yo, INA, where you at? What it do? They got receipts, they got them files. They gon' investigate an advocate, holding it down.
And when it comes to intel, you know they showing out. You're smiling in Jed's face.
Hold up, check that file. Don't run up on them either, they always in the crowd. INA got his back, you don't know when they around.
This crew, they not looking for the credit. Advocates on the move. This crew, shifting the atmosphere. Advocates on the move.
And then there's Jed's mother, you know she gon' speak. She praying for the people, prophesying what she see.
Jed, God got you covered. He's holding you down. He's showing you his favor, his mercy, his power.
So always stay humble, give God your best. Remember you're a man, ain't no S on your chest. You know where help comes from when you're up or you're down. That crew runs deep, keep the real ones around.
This crew